Hey techies, welcome back to kaetalkstech. I'm Kay, let's talk tech. So Friday I had the webinar and one thing I realized, it's not that I didn't realize it before, but I kind of realize it even more now. The webinar was really eye-opening for me as a person presenting and working in tech a long time. And okay, I'm kind of pissed with y'all, okay? And I'm pissed not because of what you're doing to me, but what you're doing to yourselves. What is wrong with y'all? You work in tech. You got to keep those skills up. You got to keep those skills tight. You know this. You're not new to this, but you're not being true to this. What's wrong with y'all? You invest in yourself. You spend all this time. Listen. I'm not telling you to be a selfish person, but I am telling you to put yourself first. Okay? Put yourself first so that you can carve out the time to get the skills to pay the bills. Some of y'all talking about, oh, I haven't been employed in all this time. And you haven't invested in yourself in 5 years or even longer. If you haven't invested in yourself in the last 2 years, you are already behind. Have you learned how to use AI tools? Have you ever looked at have you ever looked at how you write a complex prompt? Or are you just using AI for small calculations? How much is 25 times 2? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Get off your behinds, find the time, get off of don't get off of don't after you watch the video, right? And then you're gonna come back and watch this video again. But get off of social media. Stop watching videos that are not useful to you. Stop watching this ratchetness. Stop watching what the latest political people did. And use that time to invest in yourself. One time I met this woman online, and she said, it was a part of some networking group, and she said um, she was underpaid as a teacher. I said, why don't you pivot to tech? This was about 3 years ago, so it was before we had all this mess, right? I said, why don't you pivot to tech? Um, I said, I can help you, because I was beginning to think about coaching. So I said, well, I'll coach this woman just for free and it'll give me a little taste and I'll see how I like it. It'll be a win-win situation. Long story short, she was working as a teacher of children, right? She could transition into tech as a trainer, but she needed to have experience or knowledge of how to teach adults. So I found a certification course for her just on Udemy or something. And she told me she didn't have time before she even listened. I can't do another class because I'm studying for my master's. Okay, then sit there, be broke, and study for your master's. But had she given me an opportunity to finish my sentence, I would have told her the class is only 5 hours. Okay, now I'm not saying that studying for a master's is anything small, but you can find 5 hours some kind of way. That's a Sunday. So skip church that day and use it to study for this. God will understand. He put the thought in your head. He sent you here to see this video. None of it's a coincidence. None of it. Okay? So find the time, use 5 hours, and get past the hump because you owe yourself that. Invest in yourself. Spend the damn money and invest in yourself. And stop acting like, as a matter of fact, it's not even spend the damn money because a lot of training is free now. Why can't you go to LinkedIn Learning and take some of those free AI courses that are free through July 31st? What you waiting on? Hmm? I haven't taken it because I'm here making this video with you, but you best believe I'm not going to let that chance go by. That's 2 months You still have, we still have to take some free AI classes. But I already have 6 or 7 AI classes on my resume. I already have on my resume that I use these different AI tools as part of my daily work. Do you have that? How do you, if you're a techie, you can use AI tools to compare files. Even if you're not a techie, you could have two documents that are the same size and you can't remember which one's the most recent. But they could be the same size and not be exactly the same. So take those two documents, attach them up in one of these AI tools, and ask it to show you the differences. Start integrating this stuff into your daily life. What you waiting for? Invest in yourself. Take a weekend and learn a new thing. I wanted to be able to say I at least have a rudimentary understanding as Python. Like now, I'm a programmer from way back, so I can pick up a programming language. I might not be able to code it, but I doggone sure would be able to read it. And since I don't work as a coder anymore, that's all I need. I learned Python in a weekend using W3 schools, 100% free of charge. No, I didn't do the certificate, but I got that Python class on my resume. Okay, because see, here's the thing: there is no more in tech that you have the main things, and then these other little things that kind of mention, oh, you don't really need them. No, because there's somebody out there with hundreds of people to choose from. There's somebody out there that has those little things. There's no more, oh, you can pick that part up. Like I know one time, they wanted to hire me as a data analyst, and they wanted someone who knew Alteryx, right? I didn't know it, but they hired me anyway. They're like, well, if you know SQL really well and you know this other thing really well, then yeah, you can pick that up. So that's not a problem. And they hired me because they liked my background. Now, did I get laid off? Yes, I did, because a month later, that particular company laid off people. There were a lot of people on this project. It was in the news, and they all got let go. Okay, except for a very few. So what they actually did, since I was newer, they took the work that I was going to work on and gave it to somebody else, and then gave me some bogus thing to do to just spend my time, because they always know when the layoffs are coming, right? So they gave me some bogus thing to do to take up my time. Gave my project to the person that they knew better, who they had a good relationship with. They didn't dislike me. I was new, so they let the new person go first, right? So that's what happened. But I touched that Alteryx, so now, if I were a person who wanted to work in that, I would go study it, understand it. It's a tool like anything else. Okay? And then I would put it in my resume because I did actually have it. They don't know how much I worked with it. And if I'm good at it, it really won't matter. They're not going to ask you how much did you work with it. They don't care how much you worked with it. They care that you really know it. Okay? So you have to stack the deck in your favor. Get up off your booty. Stop watching those shows. Pop the Balloon. No, keep watching Pop the Balloon. I love Pop the Balloon. Keep watching that one. But, you know, find the time to squeeze it in, okay? You can squeeze it in. Even if it's like, maybe it's going to be 4th of July weekend, you might have to give up some of your personal time. You are going to have to give up some of your personal time. There's no other way to do this. Maybe it's Juneteenth. That day you got off from work, that's the day. Maybe you take one of your vacation days and you spend the day doing that. I taught myself Calibra the same way. Did I learn all of the parts? No, I'm only interested in the part that you use to review files. So that's what I taught myself. And if I have that piece, I can get into a role, and then any other piece I might need, I'll learn it on the fly. When I go home that night, I'll be like, hey, don't bother me because I need to get this done. As a matter of fact, when I get hired, before my first day, I will get back into that Calibra and learn it even better. You see what I'm saying? You got to stack the deck in your favor. You got to invest in yourself. And some of that is money, but it's definitely time. If you don't do that, you're going to be left behind. Because the truth is, not everybody's going to get a new job. Okay? You got to get on the right side of this AI thing. All right. So, this Friday, June the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we're going to do the free webinar again. Reclaimyourcareer.eventbrite.com. Okay? All right. I will see you then. Okay? Oh, like the video, share the video, follow me on social media. I'm kaetalkstech, wherever I am, YouTube and TikTok. And then tell a friend. And then come on back here again, where we will continue to talk tech. Bye.